In this lesson we're going to be looking at integers and using the number line. So what are integers? Well, integers are whole numbers that can be either positive, negative, or the zero. So if we were looking at a number line, this would be 0. Obviously all these over here are positive numbers and these are all negative numbers. Now, about 100 BCE, the Chinese actually used black rods for all the positive numbers. So all these numbers were in black. And all the negative numbers were in red. So we'll do a quick bit of revision on finding numbers on the number line. Alright, well, let's see if we can identify where these numbers are. On the number line, which is over here, just indicate above the number where all of these numbers appear. Put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Alright, not too much complicated about this little exercise. These numbers obviously are represented by, here's the 4, here's the 6, here's the 8, -4, -6, and -8. The last thing we're going to look at is less than. That's the symbol for less than, or greater than, and that's the symbol for greater than. Right, well, a couple of examples for you to do. Please insert either a less than or greater than sign between each of these questions to make the statement true. Put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Right, how did you go? Well, let's look at A. So 5 and 7. So 5 is less than 7. B, -2 is less than 6. 12 is greater than 4. And 5 is greater than 0. Those should have been your answers. Alright, well, 4 more for you. Have a go putting greater than or less than between each of these two numbers to make them true. Put the video on pause and come back when you're ready. Well, to answer some of these questions, maybe we need to have a look at a number line. But for E, we should be able to work out that a negative integer is definitely smaller than a positive integer. So -2 is definitely smaller than 3. What about F now? Well, let's use the number line below. If we place -1 on the number line, we would place it over here. And if we placed -6 on the number line, we would place it over there. However, everything is in relation to 0. And with negative numbers, the closer you are to the 0, the bigger the number you are. So if we had -1 and -6, -1 is closer to 0, therefore it is bigger than -6. And we'd represent it like that. What about G? Well, once again, a negative number is going to be smaller than the 0. So let's look at H. Let's put those on the number line as well. So we have -4 over here and -8 over here in relation to 0. Which one of these two numbers is closer to 0 and therefore the biggest? Well, -4 is definitely closer to 0. So -4 is greater than -8. And I guess a useful little trick is, if you're unsure of if a number is greater or smaller than another number, draw yourself a little number line and then plot the points. And if the numbers are negative, see which one is closer to 0, and therefore that one would definitely be the bigger one. And that's pretty much the end of integers.